Welcome to another episode of True Spoken. True Spoken is brought to you by the Butler County Republican Party, True Spoken Productions. I'm Joe Statzer, the Executive Director of the Butler County Republican Party. We are outside of Big Bulls Roadhouse, where tonight we're going to have hundreds of people celebrating freedom. It's a freedom rally. It's to celebrate America and what we're really all about. You know, a lot of us conservatives, a lot of Americans, even Democrats that I know, are very concerned about America right now. We're concerned the direction that it's going. You know, we have angst, we have concern, and a good reason for it. The first 8 months of the Biden administration, even many Democrats are wondering what's going on. What happened? Why are we not better? And we can be better. So tonight we have as our interview, and one of the main speakers to tonight's Freedom Rally, Cory Lewandowski, the campaign manager for Donald Trump in 2016. Cory is a businessman and author. He travels the country really inspiring people to get back to freedom, get back to conservative values, and get conservatives back in office. And so that's what I'm going to ask you tonight. I love that you're watching True Spoken episodes. I love that you're on YouTube, and I love that you're watching what we're doing. But I want you to get involved, because now is the time to get involved. We can't sit back anymore. Things are not going right, and we need to be involved in this. Please go to our Facebook pages, Butler County GOP, Butler County for Trump. Whatever your feeling is about that, go to Facebook and get involved. Message us and tell us who you are, and ask us to get a hold of you, and we'll get a hold of you and get involved. We have a Butler County GOP website. Find that. Butler County headquarters is up at Roosevelt Boulevard in Middletown, Ohio. We want to have people involved. Contact us and we'll tell you how. 513-893-5292 is the phone number. So contact us one way or another. Facebook, website, phone number, and get involved. That's what we need to do as conservatives. Don't sit back. Let's get going. Okay? In just a moment, a great interview with Cory Lewandowski. Welcome back to True Spoken, an abbreviated episode of True Spoken tonight with a very special guest. True Spoken is brought to you by the Butler County Republican Party and is produced by True Spoken Productions. I'm Joe Statzer, the Executive Director of the Butler County Republican Party. And we do have a terrific guest tonight. Honored to have him in Butler County, Cory Lewandowski, author, campaign manager for Donald Trump. He's a business person. He's just all over the place. And Cory, it is an honor to have you here.
Well, Joe, it's great to be here. I love Butler County. I love this part of Ohio. It is a place that has delivered big for Donald Trump, and the opportunity to come back here and be back in Trump country is something I always look forward to.
Great, thank you. We're having a big event. We're going to have this on Big Bulls. It was our big event tonight with a rally with Cory speaking along with Sheriff Jones. So it's going to be an exciting night, and it is packed here tonight. So we're going to put that on the video later. But let me just kind of talk to you for a minute while we have a second. The America First agenda, how's that going in Ohio as you see it?
Look, America First has never meant America alone. And we have not seen a bigger difference between Donald Trump's policies and Joe Biden's policies as we have, and it relates to the withdrawal from Afghanistan. You know, look what Joe Biden did. He left our men and women behind. He left $80 billion of equipment behind. And when he's asked time and again, will Americans be extracted? Will we be able to get them out? He said, we're going to rely on the Taliban. We're the greatest country the world has ever known. We have the most powerful military the world has ever seen. And we're going to rely on the Taliban to get Americans out? It's shameful. Joe Biden doesn't believe in America first, and that's why it's so refreshing to come to a place like Butler County that embraces the simple notion of standing for the flag and kneeling for God. To be able to be proud to say, I'm an American. To never apologize for the men and women who wear the uniform or the men and women who serve on the thin blue line. That's what America's been about. That's what America First has been about. That's what Donald Trump talked about for years.
Great. You know, I mentioned earlier that you were really one of the first architects, the campaign manager early on for Donald Trump. How did you get connected to Donald Trump, and how often do you talk to him now?
Well, Joe, it's a great story because I had met Mr. Trump at the time, not to be candidate Trump, back in April of 2014. He came to New Hampshire to give a speech, and I get to him, I wrote him a little thank you note, and then he followed up a couple times, said, would you come see me? I went to go see him in January 2015. He said, I'm going to run for president. I said, who is? He said, I am. I said, you got to be kidding me. And he said, no, I am. He hired me on the spot, and I've been with him ever since. I talk to the president almost every day. I still get to run the Super PAC, which raises his big dollars, that we just actually here in Ohio just supported a guy by the name of Mike Cory for Congress up in the Columbus area. Donald Trump endorsed him. We put our money in there. Mike won that election, and we're going to send Mike Cory to Washington to fight for Donald Trump's agenda.
That's fantastic. So obviously we don't know where it's going to go from here on out, but the country, the Republicans, conservatives are still are still very supportive of Donald Trump, especially here in Butler County. I mean, it's just packed here again tonight. Trump, Make America Great shirts everywhere. Where do you see us going in the next 3 years as Republican Party and moving forward?
Well, look, we got to send some fighters to Washington, D.C. is the real truth, okay? We got guys who show up in Washington, D.C., the Liz Cheneys of the world, the Adam Kinzingers of the world. They put an R next to their name and thinks they give them a pass. I think you hold those guys accountable and you throw them out of office. These guys don't want to have America first. They want to go and profiteer for their own. I really think that these guys are trying out to be an MSNBC contributor or a CNN contributor. It's really what they want because they know they're going to lose. And Donald Trump and our political operation is going to go and hold Lisa Murkowski accountable and Adam Kinzinger accountable and Liz Cheney accountable, because if you don't support Americans, then you shouldn't be in office, okay? So here's where we are. You better start getting tough, because Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer have this amazing ability to control everybody in Washington, D.C. They step out of line and they get crushed. And you know what the Republicans do? They play mealy-mouthed. They're so weak half the time. We need 100 more Jimmy Jordans in Washington, D.C. We need more guys who want to go down and fight and not care about getting reelected. When you do that, this country will be better for it.
So we're here in Butler County. The place is packed. How do you feel when you go around the country and you come to places like Butler, which is so supportive of Trump and conservative values? How does that make you feel?
Look, it makes me feel amazing. It makes me feel like I'm proud to be an American again, which I've never not been proud to be. But let me tell you something. Donald Trump was in Alabama this week. 45,000 people showed up to hear a guy who doesn't have an instrument. He doesn't play the guitar. He doesn't sit up on stage and sing. The guy just talks from a podium, and people say, "I love this guy," right? And it's like going to a baseball game or a football game. You never know what the outcome's going to be until he's all done. And people want to come and they want to support him because the guy's a fighter. Now listen, I've been with the president since day one, before he ever came down that escalator. And people said to me, I don't like his rhetoric. I care about the policies that put America first, okay? And if we can put that rhetoric aside, you look at what he was able to achieve in 4 short years, and look at how far our country has come in 7 short months. It is completely different. And when I come to Butler County, and I see the outpouring of support from people across the spectrum, white, black, green, purple, orange, rich, poor, it doesn't matter. It's okay to love this country. And that's what it's supposed to be. And Donald Trump said it was okay, and now you listen to the woke left, and they say, we saw an American flag at somebody's home, we called them a racist. I don't know what world I'm living in when you can't stand for the flag or kneel for God anymore.
Absolutely. Well, one final question. I mean, I know you can't make predictions, but how do you see it going from here? 7 lousy months of liberal control. Where do you see this all going from here? And can America come back? Fox did a poll recently where, you know, we're not going in the right direction. A lot of conservatives felt that way. They say we're not going in the right direction. We're going backwards. How do you see us going forward from here?
Look, we have to take back Congress in 2022. There's no question about it. You have to permanently retire Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer from their leadership positions. The only way to do that is to show up on Election Day. Look, let's not kid ourselves. These guys are professionals at finding ways to disenfranchise people, right? They tell us, here's what they tell us. Everybody in America has to go get a vaccine, they tell us. When you get a vaccine, you get to produce an ID. But when they tell us to produce an ID to vote, you're a racist. See, this is the hyperbole. This is the rhetoric from the left. They want you to go get your vaccine because they want to tell you what's good for you. But when you ask them for an ID to vote, they say, no, you're a racist. You're not a racist, okay? It's simple to produce an identification. We have to win back Congress and the U.S. Senate in 2022. We do that. Donald Trump's health is good. We continue to raise money. I think you'll see him back on the debate stage. And look, this guy is a fighter. He's back in fighting shape. He's the same guy he was in 2015. He is ready and raring to go. I think you'll see him back here in Ohio again soon. And like we were just not a couple months ago here with a massive rally.
Cory, you're a great American. We're glad you're on our side. Thank you so much for what you're doing. Thank you for being here tonight. And thank you for the country spoken.
Thank you.
Thank you.